Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream, man. We are live for the Friday show. Big news coming out on the world of City today with Viana from Sporting Lisbon is the guy that is going to be replacing Txiki at Manchester City. We'll also speak about the legal case as well. Tony will be joining us in a minute. Martin is on a romantic weekend away, isn't he?
Yes, I'm substitute. I've been called in as a last minute 12th man to come in and sit in the main chair to be substitute tonight. So I've had the lecture of Martin. Don't worry. He's rang me up and told me what I can say.
That's the lecture. Yeah, he's going to get the straw treatment if he says anything bad. So, guys, make sure you guys are smashing up the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Mancunian Way as well. Like I say, Tone will join us in a minute, right? But, yeah, let's speak about this... Let's speak about this news, first of all, about this Viana guy, Al, yeah? Obviously, we have got the news that Txiki's going at the end of the year. Viana from Sporting Lisbon, he's going to start working with Txiki in January, by all accounts, and sort of have a 6-month handover agreement. I mean, I said it last night on the space. He's got a big job, hasn't he, here, bro? Like, we got some big business to be doing in the summer.
Well, they must, they've obviously done their homework on this guy and interviewed him and all the rest of it. He's got a huge job in front of him because next summer we've got a huge transfer window, which is true. So he obviously got a good reputation at Sporting. So good luck to the guy. He's got a big opportunity.
Yeah. Like we were speaking about it on the space last night. If you think about some of the players that are going to have to be gone, guys, in the summer, Walker's probably going to be gone. Yeah. There's a chance that maybe Ake or Stones might leave. De Bruyne at the moment is leaving because he's out of contract. There's been a lot of speculation about maybe Grealish. Could he potentially walk out the door? We need a backup striker. We need a CDM in January. 2 or 3 defenders. What's the situation with Ederson? His contract's still up in the air. What's he doing? So this isn't an easy situation. It's not like he's walking in 2-3 years ago when the team was just like pretty nice and it just needed a couple of changes. There's big money at stake here that has to be spent. And listen, I've done a bit of research on him, Al, and he's got a bit of a mixed record before when he was at Sporting. Yeah, when he was at Sporting before Amorim came into the job, apparently it wasn't very good. Then that Ruben Amorim, the manager, took over at Sporting, and since then it's been good, man. But yeah, he's under pressure, I think.
Oh, do you know what? He's here now, Tone. Do you know what, Tone? I was going to wear that shirt behind me on purpose because you always wear that. You start doing this. I was going to wear that tonight.
You're right, lads.
Yeah, not bad. So just speaking about Viana, man, just saying that like he's got a tough job on his hands here, hasn't he?
It's a start of a new. Well, he's got an eye on impossible one. He's got a tough act to follow.
In fact, do you look a little bit like Viana, actually?
No, I bloody don't. You're on the.
You don't want to be solo, no?
I don't want to see myself. He's got a hell of a job on his hands. But
what do you reckon, chat? You reckon Tone looks like Viana or no?
No, I think he's above my station.
He's got darker hair and darker beard, so there you go. He hasn't got the greys in here. This is the thing.
I won't look that good with that shirt and whatnot on. Yeah, he's got a hell of a job on his hands. But I did read earlier that he got fined like 10-15 grand or something or other, maybe a bit less, for abusing referees. So he'd do well in the Premier League with City, just give some shit from the sideline. So look, I've heard good things from people. I did a Spaces the other day and had a Sporting fan on, and he was raving. A couple of other comments saying they really like him out there. I know I'll be the more mixed word. Yeah, I'm all for. Bring him on. He's got a tough job, but who's to say he can't do it? If he goes and spends 150 on Musiala on day one, we're all happy and we're all there going, "Hey, he's better than Txiki." Woo! So yeah, all on.
Do you guys think it was because I've seen a bit of like discussion on a bit of debate? Do you think it was the right time for Txiki to move on? Or you think he still had plenty in the tank? Because I've seen some people, and I kind of agree. I think like the last two windows were slightly underwhelming. I think sometimes you do have to refresh. Sometimes if you keep the same people at the club, it can become a little bit stagnant. And I personally think it was probably the right time. Now, I'm not saying Viana's the right guy because I don't know. But Al, what are you saying? Do you think it was the right time for a change?
Well, the thing is with him, with Txiki, he nearly called it a day 5 years ago. Yeah, and he threatened to leave then, and he said, "I'll go at 60 years of age." Well, at the end of the day, he's retiring. He's got plenty of money. The golf course is waiting, which it is for him. You know, and he can't go on forever. No one can. Pep can't go on forever. And like you say, you are right. Sometimes you go stale in a job and you need a fresh impetus, don't you? Someone else is going to come in. The guy's got a fresh opportunity, and it's a big challenge. So good luck to him. And at the end of the day, they're doing it the right way. They're doing a 6-month handover. So he's going to shadow him all the time. He's not walking in and not knowing what to do, where everything is. He's going to be shadowed for 6 months. So good luck to the guy. You know, good. At the end of the day, we can only see what happens and give the guy a chance. So
yeah, no, I agree. Because the thing is, Al, I would say his record before Amarim came in is a bit dodgy, according to people who know that. But the thing is, obviously I care about it, but at the same time, I don't really care about it. Like, I'm going to judge Viana on what he does at Manchester City. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, this is going to be 100% great." I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be 100% bad because I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad. Yeah, I recognise that pre-Amarim it wasn't good. Since Amarim, it's been good. I'm going to judge him on what he does at Manchester City. His job at Sporting is going to be completely different to what he's doing at City. When you're at Sporting Lisbon, that's actually a really difficult job when you're a sporting director because you've not got the budget to go out and get the Musialas, the Haalands of this world, right? But you're also a top team. Sporting Lisbon are a massive club. So you've got to be buying good enough players that you can develop to sell on for a profit, but they've also got to be good enough to play for Sporting Lisbon. At Manchester City, it's a different job. He's got to be getting players that can come in and deliver. Whether or not we sell them for a profit in 5 years is secondary. That's not as important. So it is going to be a completely different job, boys.
I think you've got to be careful though. When you mentioned about the players that are getting to a certain age, is KDB's contract finishing in June? Is that when he finishes?
Yeah.
So I think he's going to go, right? I think he'll go and make his money elsewhere for his last couple of years. I'm not so sure about Grealish because you can't have too many players leaving at once. That's dangerous if you do that. I think if you get 3 of them out the door, possibly 4. That's enough because you can't bring in 5 or 6 players at once. You just can't. You've got to stagger it over a couple of years. I just think it's dangerous doing that.
Yeah, City will have done their due diligence on this guy. The trajectory, I can never say that word, is going up. You know, he's got better as he's been there. City won't just go and pick any old plonker from any old club. They will have done the homework on him and they would have said, you know, they'd have been speaking to him a while. Look, we've known that Txiki's been going a little while, so City will certainly be aware and have done their homework, chatted with him and said, where do you see us going? What sort of players are you looking at? What sort of players do you want to refresh? Who would you maybe move on? Those sort of conversations. Because behind closed doors, that's the type of conversations you have. Of course, in public, you're not going to say, well, De Bruyne's a bit old now, clear off. But behind closed doors, you may turn around and say, you know, he's perhaps getting injuries and his contract's out. We don't want to... De Bruyne's going to want, right, what's he on now? 350, say, roughly around that area a week. He's on his final one. He's going to want 4. He's going to want 4 minimum, isn't he? 400 minimum. You would imagine for his last contract. And if
he's going to make his money because he's going on a free transfer, and he's going to make his cash. So, and good luck to him. He's done 10 years at our club, and he's going to get a statue without any shadow of a doubt.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, 100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. He's getting a statue.
He's up there with David Silva as the best player we've ever had. So,
what's that in LB's hand? Sorry.
Oh, it's just a straw.
I thought it was a bloody lightsaber or something.
No, it's a straw to keep Alan in check.
Tone, Martin rang me this morning. I was on a meeting. I went on a meeting for a works meeting this morning, which I forgot to tell Martin about. So I apologise for not coming on the Mancunian way. But he rang me this morning and told me what I can and can't say. So I'm on a warning. I'm on a warning. I'm sure he's enjoying watching this right now.
I said he was like North Korea. He's telling Alan what he can and can't say, man. I told you this guy, yeah.
He's having,
honestly.
He's having
I'm at the tram stop in the middle of Melbourne, right? Going back home to work at my desk, and he's there going, "This tonight, behave. I know you're excited. Behave."
Behave. I can imagine him saying it as well. Yeah, I can hear his voice saying it. He's on a break. He's on a break at 1 o'clock, and then he's running 4 shows and a Spaces by 7.
I know.
The guy's bloody mad.
I know. He's supposed to be having a nice weekend with his missus.
Yeah,
and he's running a space for 3.5 hours. Yeah, and, I was only for about half an hour, but I had to go. Unfortunately, this afternoon I've had to go on a funeral to a Man City fan that I know here. Right. I'll mention him. He's from Glossop, been in Australia a long time. He's a lecturer at uni and maths teacher, and all his family came over from Glossop. Ian and it was Peter Sanders. So there he is there. And he's been a member of our branch for a long, long time. Top bloke, 62 years of age, just unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago. And Ian and his brother came over from Glossop and some of his family. And we said goodbye to him today. So that was more important for me today. So rest in peace, Peter. And he's a big, massive City fan, ex-season ticket holder. So good bloke.
Yeah, rest in peace to Peter. Now, 100%. Guys, big up to you guys in the chat, man. Make sure you are smashing up these likes. Let me come to these super chats, and I want to ask you about Pep Guardiola's influence on Viana. Yeah, because we've heard some rumours going around. Big up to the chat as well for the respect, man. That was nice to see. Big up, Lil Tim say that Rodri picture yesterday is sad, Bray, aka Mini Gap says Lil Tim's. Nah, 100%, man. Listen, Rodri's obviously on crutches. He'll be back in a year. It's sad, but we've got to deal with it, man. Big up to you. LB says, Alan, what do you think of Liverpool?
I'm not mentioning it. I'm not allowed to mention that word. I've been told by Martin not to mention what I usually say.
Big up. Ali Alsari coming in with a 14 months says yes. Got a DM from Tone says that Hugo Viana is going to sign Musiala 14 months already. Big up for 14 months. Bollocks. Is that true? Is that true, bro? We're getting him. Yeah, we're going to put the sirens on. Tone exclusive. Let's go.
He's been offered a fortune and Bayern Munich. He ain't coming.
Yeah, I've not. If someone's DM'd it ain't me.
Oh, dear me. Big up to Foggy as well, coming in with the 5 memberships. Big up, Foggy. Appreciate the support, mate. And all the support you give the other channels as well. Big up to Foggy. W's in the chat for Foggy, guys. Come on, man, with the 5 gifted. Big up to Cade as well with the 1 month. Says, who should be the first Viana signing? We'll come on to that in a sec, Cade. I just want to ask Tone a question first, and we'll come on to the signings. Big up to Fee, who says it's the perfect time for him to shadow Txiki with the big money deals in January. I have faith in our recruitment system. Absolutely. You're definitely right that we've got that. What's it called, Al? Handover period.
Handover period, yeah. 6 months handovers. Yep.
Yeah, you need that. You need that 100%. I'll be able to stay as well. Says, just wanted to tell Alan, Docker, and Nunes are mint.
I'm not saying a word.
No swearing.
I can't. I've been told not to do it tonight.
Right. Tone, let me come to you, bro. Let me come to you. I'll ask you a question about Pep Guardiola, right? There's rumours going round that Pep Guardiola was like really wanting Viana. Now, by my accounts, they've never played together in the same team. So is this true from what you're hearing? And do you think that obviously the current rumours that we're hearing about Pep Guardiola signing a 2-year contract extension, do you think this could be at all related to Viana? Maybe Viana's different style. Maybe they've had a conversation. Maybe Pep's quite excited to hear what the plans are. Like, what's your views on that?
Well, firstly, I know that they've been for lunch and so on, Txiki, Viana, Pep. That's definitely, and they've been this year as well. I know they have in previous. I think there's a picture of them maybe together, or there's something in one of the papers about them being together a couple of years ago, I think I saw somewhere. But they have this year. But you remember when I text you, well, of course, your show was the first one to say Viana, wasn't it? Back a couple of days ago, you were the first one.
We did that on Batso,
yeah. Yeah. And in the text that I'd had, a little paragraph with Viana was that Pep was involved in the decision. And the person who mentioned it to me and a couple of others, I would definitely go with. So Yeah, he's been involved in the decision. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he's definitely staying, because, you know, if I'm Khaldoon, for example, and looking at who to get, who are you going to ask for pretty much any advice on any position in football? Pep. And you've got his ear. So Pep probably would be involved anyway. I don't think it means 100% Pep staying, but it does perhaps point that way even a little to say, well, Pep's involved. So yeah, that'd be nice. So yeah, from what I understand, he was involved in it, which to be honest, I don't think that's going to be massively breaking news. I think I would expect that, but hopefully it means that he does stay and wants to work with him.
Yeah, you know what I found interesting as well about apparently the way he works. Apparently, at Sporting, Amorim is the one that picks the players, and he's the one that executes the deals. Where at City, it seems like Txiki is the one that picks the players, and Pep just coaches them. So do you think maybe Pep's looking at this and going, well, if I do 2 more years, I get to pick who we buy, and that's pretty cool, like from a Pep point of view.
Maybe. I think Pep downplays his involvement because he doesn't want to answer the questions. The only time he ever says it is in these media things that he hates. You know, we see him in these media things. He hates doing them. And I think he just brushes it off. I'm not involved in that. There's no way on this planet, no way at all, that Pep is not telling Txiki, or at all, that what players to get, you know, like Gundo and all these other players. There's no way I believe it. He's definitely involved.
I think him and Txiki, you know, discuss players and they agree on the best ones to go for.
Yeah,
any list that they have. I think Pep has 100% say. I think Txiki obviously respects Txiki's opinions because he's worked at Barca. I think that with this new guy coming in, he's obviously been interviewed, and Pep's had a say in who comes in to work with, and he wants to work with this guy. We will all say, at the end of the day, do I trust our owners? Do I trust Khaldoon? Do I trust Civiaro, the people who's going to go in there? Do we trust Pep? 100% we all do. We all do. So we've got to trust them at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about even though I've read mixed messages, some good stuff, some bad stuff, I'm going to judge him off what he does at Manchester City. And the difficulty is here as well, guys, you can't really judge him based off of this summer's signings, to be honest with you, because Txiki's still here. So we don't know when we sign a player next summer, right? Summer of 2025.
Yeah.
We don't know whether that player was bought by Pep. We don't know whether it was bought by Txiki. We don't know whether it was bought by Viana. So the only proper judgment really will probably be the summer of 2026, if we're being honest, because that's when it'll be uninfluenced by Txiki, because Txiki won't be there. So it's a bit tricky. Go on.
No, I was going to say, but Viana will get credit if he, you know, if we sign. I'm just throwing it out there. Musiala, you know, in the summer, he deserves credit for getting it over the line, because some of the work would have been done, but he would have still get. So he would certainly still get credit for it, I would say, from next summer. Look,
it is a question for you. Let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be actually running the negotiations from January? Is it going to be Viana or is it going to be Txiki? Like, who's the actual guy?
I would imagine it would be Viana with Txiki overlooking to steer it, perhaps, if he's needed, because there's no point Txiki doing it and Viana sat there going, you know, get Viana. He needs to be the main man with Txiki overseeing and saying, do this, do that, you know, maybe this and that. Yeah.
They'll do it together. They will do it together.
Yeah, but someone's got to take the lead, though, isn't it? That's the point. Like, who takes the lead?
It will be the new guy, because they want to see what he can do. So it's as simple as that. At the end of the day, Txiki will be next to him in the boardroom, having chats and discussing with agents and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the new guy will be taking the lead.
I'm a true believer in throwing people in at the deep end to a degree. That's probably why my staff turnover's high at work. But I believe in just saying, get on with it, and that's how you learn. You live and learn, and that's the best way of doing it.
I agree. Throw them in with supervision from above. You know what I mean, and steer it. 100%. I want to come on to these signings before we move on to the legal case. Big up to MCFC. Says, good afternoon, lads. What's the IT case stuff? Tone said, anything I miss? Also, it looks like Amorim will be the next manager in the near future. And also Cade, obviously, before talking about the signings. First of all, I think the Amorim thing is too obvious. I don't think it's going to be Amorim. In fact, I'm 99% sure it will not be Amorim. I think that's way too easy for people to go, oh, we're getting Viana, so that means we're getting Amorim as the next man. I don't think it works like that. Lads, I don't think it works like that, man.
Oh, dear. I think he's the big favourite now. I really do. If Pep goes.
I just don't think that's how it works, man. I just don't think that's how it works.
I think Pep will go in 2 years' time.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think he'll extend 2, but if he doesn't, it'll be Amorim who will come in. Just look, if you've got someone at Lisbon or Sporting, right? You get on well. You've done a phenomenal job. Everything's working out. Why not go back? And he's ready for the step up. Liverpool tried to get and he turned Liverpool down. That's a huge plus for starters, because then we can turn around and say, turned you lot down, but he's begging to join City. What do you want? What do you want me to say? So
I've got a sneaky feeling City are keeping their eye on Bayern Munich for the next 2 years. See how someone does. If he does well, Vincent. Okay, if any company does well, there's only one person coming.
Completely agree. It's going to be Vinny Company. It's going to be Vincent Company. We all know it's going to be Vincent Company. No. Pep's going to leave. No, it is, Tone. Pep's going to say it because the thing is, Tone, it is. It's going to be Vincent Company. The thing is, I think part of the reason that he's not gone this year, maybe Pep, is that I don't think Vincent Company would have left Bayern Munich after 1 year.
No,
but there's no way Pep is going to extend or not based on if Company's available. That's stuff.
No, but I think he wants 2 years, then he can go. And then he's done his 10 years at City, right? He'll get the name. He'll have a stand named after him, massive statue outside the front, and then Vinny will be back.
Are you guys convinced that Company's going to do it at Bayern? Like, if you had to say yay or nay?
Yes. Yeah, I think he is going to do it at Bayern.
Yes.
Okay. Look, I love the man. I love him. It's a good job Martin's not on it, because he will rant about this.
I know. Well, I know Martin's view. Trust me, we speak on the phone all the time, as you can imagine. And Martin's like, no. So, but I'm opposite to him. I met Vinny once at the CFA when I went over 1 year, and he's massively impressive, mate. He's got an aura. I can imagine. You walk in, he's got a massive aura in that place. Huge.
Yeah, and he'll command the respect as well, Tone. Because part of the problem that we're going to have when Pep Guardiola goes, right, is the new man that steps into that has to command the respect of the players. And this is the problem Moyes had at United when Moyes went. They didn't respect him. They left him. You heard him talking about that story when Moyes was on the coach reading a book about management, and all the players were like, "What, you reading a book about management? You manage United?" It's like the guy's literally trying to better himself, and the players are mocking him because they didn't respect him. We need a we need a manager who the players will respect. Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to find out. And the players will respect Vincent Kompany because the fans respect Vincent Kompany. And if there was anything coming out that the players didn't respect him, the fans would be on the players, not the manager. So I think
you're asking me. If you now, I still think Vincent is still our leader, our captain. I still think when I see him, I'm thinking, what are you wearing that red for? I still think he's our leader.
Oh, look, I'm not in any shape or form. I love Kompany. He's one of my favourite other players. He's a leader. I just want to see how he does at Bayern. But let's say Pep does go, right? They're not just going to wait around for Kompany, are they? They've got to appoint somebody if Kompany doesn't want to move. But do you think Kompany would move if City approached him in, say, March and said, fancy the job here from the summer? We know you've been
you're talking about Pep leaving this year. I cannot see Pep leaving the same time as Txiki.
No,
but that was planned though in June. That's
a stupid plan. Now, I can't believe they even had that planned in the first place.
That's like United losing Ferguson and the director of football at the same time. We all saw what happened.
Yeah, I'm completely with you, but you've got to remember the club can only do so much. If Txiki and Pep both say we're going, they're going, and there's not much they can do. If they absolutely.
No, you're right there. That there's not much the club could have done. Yeah, but as a director, so for me, it's more on Txiki than Pep, right? Because he's a director. Yeah, as a director, you should look at that and say, it's probably not right that I leave at the same time as the greatest manager that's ever managed his football club, right? That's probably what you said. So I'm glad this is happening. And obviously he's not signed a 2-year contract yet, so this is only speculation. But you know, by the sounds of it, he is going to sign one. So
I was told it's the same day as the Viana stuff, because the next question I had was what was happening with Pep. I was told nothing's like been agreed or anything for 2 years, but it is looking much more positive than it was in June, where it really did look like he was done. He just needed, you know what Pep's like, he's so ingrained, and you can see how tired he looks at the end of the season. But once he's had the summer, he's gone off watching the NBA, comes back, he's on fire again, isn't he? Look at him in these games recently. He's fired up. I've not seen him this fired up before. He's kicking shit. I'm all for it. I think he will stay. I'm just saying if he didn't. I think that I'm hammering more.
The only way I think the only way he'll leave is if we got pinged for the 115. Hate to say it, but there's no way he's managing in the Championship.
No, and he says, "Oh, I will." You're right. He's not going to. But it will also be. And it'll also be, that would indicate if City are absolutely fundamentally guilty of the big charges, then that means that they've lied to him, and he won't stand for that. He'll be out the door.
No. Correct.
Right. Well, on this, let's move it on to the legal case then, right? Because a lot of people are still wanting to speak about this. Yeah. What are your? Let me come to Alan first, because I've not got your views on this. Yeah. What's your sort of take now? Now the dust has sort of settled over the last couple of days. We still don't know fully where we're at, according to the news. Like, are the rules null and void and stuff? But where are you at now with this legal case? Where are you at with the 115? Like, what do you think's going on?
Well, my personal opinion is I'm sick to death of it. Right, that we're not talking about football anymore. It's just talking about court cases and legal shit, which drives me nuts. And ever since 2008. The Premier League have tried to get rid of our owners, right? I was listening to Rich before, the American owners that have taken over a lot of the English clubs, including the Red Cartel, want guaranteed income. They don't want promotion relegation. They want to be able to get dividends out of the club every single year. So they're taking out, which they are doing, the Americans, where our owners, the Arab owners from the Gulf nations, which they want to call us that, all they want to do is grow the business into this massive business, which brings in tons of income and try and win. Okay, and there's a political thing going on between the American owners and the Arabs that are in charge of City and Newcastle at this present moment in time, and that is the biggest argument inside the Premier League at the moment. At the end of the day, Arsenal owners, Liverpool owners, and Manchester United owners are pulling all the strings with Masters, with the press. Don't forget, BBC, Sky TV, Sky Sports, and TNT, what it's called now in the UK, have all got vested interests in the Premier League because they cover it. They cover everything. So they're not going to slag off the Premier League in any way. They're going to support them because the amount of money that's involved between Premier League and their TV things. So they will spin it. Don't forget, Masters his previous position was marketing. That's where he comes from. That's his background. So he's spinning everything. So if you believe what the press say, then you're more naive than Father Christmas, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the Premier League are definitely trying to spin this, aren't they? You know what I mean?
Without any shadow of a doubt. You know, I speak to Rich, as you know, who's, you know, he's in the finance game, understands accounting, and, you know, he speaks a lot of sense about the money, how it all works, probably more in depth than what we are. But he understands what's happening here. There is a political game going on between City and the Premier League, and there's also, and we've got to trust the lawyers to sort this out. I don't think there'll be anything rewritten in the next week, what they're saying, because they're going to have to get legal advice before they actually say, can we write it like this? Can we do that? I am all in favour of rules and laws in the game, because there has to be. But if you're asking me, is this null and void, what City are saying, and the Premier League, when we just need to do amendments, the lawyers will tell them it's null and void. When you go into a case, I went into an arbitration with my old business partner, and whatever the lawyers tell you, that's what you have to do. Okay.
Yeah, well, this Alan, is where City have been really unfairly treated with the whole delaying, the whole this, the whole that. City are just doing what the lawyers are doing. Yeah, the lawyers are telling us to do something. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Why on earth would you pay a lawyer for the lawyer to give you advice? Then you just go, nah,
ignore it. Nah.
We're just doing what the lawyers are telling us, and the Premier League doing what they're doing.
The Premier League are taking a big chance if they think they're just going to carry on with these rules. They're just opening themselves up and the clubs to a massive sue. They're committing suicide, and at the moment, Master's position at the head of the Premier League, to me, is untenable now.
I agree. But when does he go? Because he's going. We all know he's going. We all know that puppet Richard Masters is leaving at some point. When does he go out? Does he go now, or does he go after 115? I
personally think he goes now, because if you look at what's happening here now, after you got to think about the statement on Sky News on Sky Sports from the head of Etihad, what they did 2 days ago, what they said. They're not going to take a chance with a company that's bigger than the Premier League.
No, but can I tell you why I disagree with you, though, Al? Yeah, here's why I don't think he goes now. If he goes now, they're going to have to appoint somebody else, and then if they lose the 115 case, that new guy's going to come under fire, and he's not even done anything. I think they're going to tell him to stick in there, and then after 115, whether they win it or they lose it, then he goes, the whole lot go, new people in, and they've got a clean slate to move on. Because if he goes now, the new person's going to have to deal with the shit after the 115.
Well, who will take it, mate? Who will take the job? I mean,
have you seen how much he's on? Have you seen his wage?
No, what's he on?
£1.9 million a year.
What? For doing
£1.9 million a year that Richard Masters is on at the Premier League.
Shit house. I'll bloody do it for 1.9 million. Make sure City stay top with any sponsors they like.
The whole thing's crazy, mate. Yeah, and the Premier League, these guys need to be investigated big time, mate. Yeah, because this is bang out of order what's going on right now.
Well, mate, this has been going on. They've been looking for a way since 2008, and don't deny they have, right?
Yeah, 100%.
They screwed over Chelsea. They're trying to screw over us, and they're definitely trying to screw Newcastle big time. Yeah, and to me, they're trying to rig the league. They're trying to fix the league for the American owners.
But they can't now, Al, because it's too late. They need to drop it. If they would have done this in 2007, 2006, before Sheikh Mansour, they probably would have sorted it. Yeah, but the problem is now, these guys are already here. Yeah, Sheikh Mansour's already here. Piff are already here. It's too late.
Because of the rules they've done, this free interest loans from the internal of the clubs, from the shareholders, and there's about 6 clubs involved in this now. Where if City win, they could actually lose a lot of money here. They have to pay. The interest should be at 8%. It would cost Brighton 60 odd million.
Yeah.
On top. Can you imagine how much Arsenal are going to pay? Now, Arsenal are part of the red cartel with the American owners.
Yeah.
200 million was an interest loan. How much interest on top of that are they going to have to pay?
Yeah. You know what, as well, Al, yeah? Here's go on, Tom.
I was just going to say, if Richard Masters goes, today, tomorrow type thing, get your champagne out, because there's no way that smug twat will be leaving if he thinks they're winning. So I hope he does go, because that only points to one way to me. That means his whole thing has just been it's collapsed. The whole thing's done for
Wait,
him.
on the spin of that tone, City are in a very powerful position right now.
What do you mean?
Leverage.
Go on, explain what you mean.
Right. We've got the 115. It's happening right now. Right?
Yeah.
If these clubs are having to pay God knows how much money, and we could potentially sue the Premier League, which will and get costs for the deals we've done, we could claim for that. It's the other clubs are going to go in that meeting and they are going to turn around, the medium-sized clubs and small ones. They're going to say, Richard, this has got to stop now.
Yeah.
And they will.
But how does it stop then? And how does City have the leverage then?
Think about it.
What? So they basically say, what? So you think we're going to do a deal on a 115?
If they turn around and say, if you do this, we'll do this, and that's the end.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because there are people who reckon that there could be a deal.
There's been talk though from good places that there was a deal offered previously, and City told them to
stop it. If they turn around and say, if you don't sue us, we'll get rid of these 115.
But the thing is, though, if City is so innocent, why would you take a deal?
But maybe not on time cooperation. If they turn around and say, look, 50 mil time cooperation, or whatever it is, cooperation, sorry, maybe it'll happen. We're not doing what you were saying the other week, LB, talking bloody taking points deductions and all this malarkey. We're not panicking.
You see where I come from, Tab, though? Yeah?
Yeah.
We're in a very, very, in my opinion, legally, we're in a very powerful position.
Yeah, I hear it. I do. I get it 100%. And this is the thing with these new rules, right? They've got to vote in these new rules, right? They've got to vote in the new rules. So they need teams to vote them in. Now, the problem is, of course, if these teams don't want to convert that loan to equity or whatever, then they're going to be in trouble because, like Alan was saying, you're going to have to put that interest on your PSR calculation. So are they going to vote for it now? And the thing is, as well, we already know we've got probably 4 teams that are probably not that interested in voting for it, with the teams that back Manchester City in the case. All you need to do then is convince a few more. Do you know what I mean? To jump on board. And I tell you what, something that I think is wrong, and Stefan mentioned it on Twitter. I don't think it's right that Premier League clubs should be able to abstain from voting in this league. Yeah, basically, when it goes to vote, you can vote at the club. Yeah, the club can vote for the rule, they can vote against the rule, or they can abstain and not vote. Yeah, here's my take on this. As a Premier League club, you're a privileged club. You're in a league that gives you a lot of money, right? You are a rich football club. Yeah, for you to turn around and say, "Oh, we're not voting on this rule," I don't think that's right. I think you should be forced. You should be forced as a club that gets paid a lot of money to get involved and vote for what you think is right. If you like the rules, vote for them. If you don't like them, don't vote for them. I don't think it's right that you should be able to abstain from voting when you're getting all this money. You grow up, make a decision, and own it. I don't think you should be able to just be like, "I'm not voting, lads." I don't think that's right, man.
Yeah, but you always get people in these walks of life who can't make a bloody decision, or they're worried about what someone thinks. Sod that shit.
Listen, these CEOs are going to go into that meeting, Bournemouth, right, Brighton, and they're going to say to Richard Masters, "This has got to stop. This is beyond a joke." You're not telling me they're not going. The CEOs are not going to say that. I do not believe.
No, I agree. I agree, Al. But how does it stop? I still don't fully understand how it stops.
But are the CEOs of Liverpool and Arsenal saying the same, or are they saying, "Richard, keep bloody going, ruin them shithouses"?
Mate, Arsenal, Liverpool want our blood.
Yeah,
they're
pushing him.
They're pushing it. Yeah. We know they are, right?
Yeah.
We know they are. But the rest of the clubs thinking, "Hang on, if we go down this road, what happens to us?" They're not going to put a noose around their own necks, are they?
No. Yeah, that's why I think this next meeting next week is going to be big. You know, apparently all the big dogs are turning up. all the CEOs. Apparently, there's rumours that some of the owners might turn up as well. Like, this is going to go off, mate, yeah? And this is the thing, yeah? This is why you know it's spin out, yeah? Because the Premier League are trying to tell us that they're winning, right? But they're having an emergency meeting next week where all the big CEOs are turning up, some of the owners are turning up, right?
Correct.
They don't know the rules. They're going back to the judges and saying, lads, we need you to help us out. What are the actual rules? Yeah.
Well, they're having a meeting about it. I don't think there's going to be any vote next week.
No, there won't be a vote. There's not going to be a vote.
And there's no way they're rewriting it in 5 days, 7 days, because they're going to have to go to the lawyers to check everything. Right?
Well, apparently it's not on the agenda. That's what is the talk.
Exactly.
It's not even on there.
They're going to go to Richard Masters. What the f is going on?
Yeah,
and they are. These owners have put millions into their own clubs, and quite right, they need to protect them.
Yep.
And they think, are we wide open here to a sue? Because if they are, they're going to try and defend. So Richard Masters' spin email, that's all it is. And I think there's a lot of people in the chat, on the media, are reacting to this and blowing it out of all proportion. Yeah. We just have to wait. We have to do as are told what our lawyers have told us, and not react. We've got to sit down and listen to what our lawyers have told us.
Well, the lawyers are telling us that the rules are null and void now.
They're right. Lawyers are not going to tell porkies, are they?
So do you think then the Premier League are downright lying, or do you think the Premier League's lawyers are giving them the advice?
They're spinning it, not lying. They're spinning it.
Spinning it, yeah.
So they know the truth, but they're just not.
Oh yeah, they're playing. They're playing the game. They
can't be seen to be putting it out on everything that it's all their fault.
Yeah,
because it is.
Yeah,
they've written them ATP addendums to the PSR and done it wrong.
Yeah,
they've done it wrong. And one rule, one thing that went for us, we only need one thing to be voted, one thing to go right in that court case, and the whole thing's void.
Yeah,
you should know because you worked in insurance. If your policy is not right, you can't claim.
Yeah. No. This is the thing for me. Yeah, like I think City are not going to go out there and put all that bullish stuff out there in the press. Yeah, they're not going to release Simon Cliff's letter. Yeah, we don't know it come from City, but I reckon it might have done. Yeah, and here's the thing, right? City are not going to put all that stuff out there. The City are not going to write in a letter. Forget what the Premier League are telling you. They're waffling about unless they are absolutely certain that they are right. Because let's be honest, yeah. If we're going to look like a bit of idiots, yeah, if we put all that stuff out in the press saying we're right, the Premier League's wrong, stop listening to the Premier League, and it turns out we're wrong. We got to get that checked out.
City not written that letter, that press release. The lawyer has.
Yeah, the lawyer has. Yeah, but City probably have okayed to the public. Yeah. That's the point I'm making.
It doesn't go out without City giving a nice, good, like it.
And they would have had that checked by they probably got it checked by another lawyer before they this is what this lawyer's saying. Do you agree with this lawyer? Because we're going to put this out there. We don't want to be looked to made idiots.
The legendary Lord Panic. he's giving it the okay.
At the end of the season, if we win the league, we should let Lord Panic lift the trophy.
He's an Arsenal fan.
Can you imagine if he brought him out and he just does that? Boom!
I'd do it, mate. It'd boil piss.
I'm having it on the back of here. I'm being genuine. We win this shit. Look, Panic is going on the back of this very top. 115 is the number. I'm not messing around. I'm going in the official club shop and saying,
we're having a party in the Imperial, massive piss up, if we win 115, right? And then I'm going straight to the tattooist and having 5 trophies put across here. Definitely.
It's bigger than any bloody trophy, this, Win this is bigger than Aguero. It's bloody huge.
I've said to you on Spaces, Tone, the only thing I want to win this year, is this case. That's it.
I agree. That's a good question, Alan. That's a really good question. That's a good question. Would you take 115 or the Premier League and Champ League?
115.
Yeah, the 115, the 115 is definitely important. Guys, get your questions in, man. We've got about 5 or 10 minutes left before we wrap up because I'm on another show after this. Get your questions in for us, and we'll answer some of your questions if you've got any topics you want us to cover. Make sure you guys are smashing up the likes as well. Big up to Martin earlier on said. Anyway, got to go. Great show, fellas. Big up LB Tone and that numpty you have on. Great show. Alan, I will await your 3-hour worrying call later, lol.
You gotta love it.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Where'd you get that from?
What, that clip?
Yeah.
You can just go on YouTube and just get the clip.
Mate, it looks like Martin as well. That's even better.
Right, let's go through some of the viewers' questions, boys, before we wrap it up. Rosexter says, Tone, why did you marry an Arsenal fan?
Oh, well, to be fair to Marie, she owned a Man City brother top before I met her. So, look, positive sign, you've got to go. To be honest, she's not that bothered. She'd rather City one for peace in the household. So, all good.
Right. Luke from Not in My Lifetime podcast says, will the Premier League be rebranded after the 115 saga? I don't think it'll be rebranded, but I think like a lot of the top guys will be gone. Like I think it needs a complete redo at the top of the game. I don't know about a rebrand though. What do you guys reckon?
Well, I think there should be a vote with no confidence towards the board, without any doubt.
Yeah, I don't think they'll change name or anything unless they change it to, we twatted up the 115 league or something. No, I don't see it. There's too much money, and the brand's been around so long, everyone knows it. It's all around the world. I don't see it, even if they lose now.
Yeah.
All right. Robert Ward says, do we think this will escalate the independent regulator or not, especially as the cartel don't want it?
Yes, definitely.
100%. Yeah.
How does this come in though if none of the clubs want it? Can the independent regulators be like, soz lads, don't care if you want it or not, we're here?
I don't know how they bring it in. I don't really know. Is this another vote thing that they have? Who doesn't want it other than the
surely it's not a vote though, because the clubs are not going to vote for a regulator, are they? So that it's can the government have the power? Do the government have the power to be like regulators here, whether you like it or not? Well,
the previous PM said they did. They said that they had the power to do it. They could just come in and
that was Conservative, not Labour in now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Who do you reckon Viana's first signing is going to be, boys? I reckon Zubimendi in January, but obviously I don't know if that's his signing or Txiki's. But yeah, I go Zubimendi. I've got to get Zubimendi, mate.
Let me have a think. I reckon it might be that lad from is it Torino? I keep forgetting Ricky.
Richie,
Richie is how it's pronounced. I think it'll be him. As a pure guess, by the way, I have not heard anything. Before anyone starts peppering me and going, shall I put a tenner on it? Don't put money on it. It's just I think it'll be him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom.
Okay. Big up to German Txiki Wing. There's that Alan laugh is killing me all the time, lol. He likes your laugh, bro.
No, just invite me on again. No problems taking substitute for Martin, taking his place.
Let's see what other people are asking. Get your questions in, guys, before we wrap it up, man. How confident are you about the fall? Yeah, let's finish it off with this one then, boys. Yeah. How confident are you guys about 115, lads? Like, do you think we're going to win this case or not? Let me come to you first of all, mate. Like, what's your honest take about 115? Do you think we're going to win it? Or do you think there's going to be a deal? Because that's obviously a possibility.
Well, I personally think there'll possibly be a deal. I don't trust the Premier League. I think they're trying to fix everything, which in that case means we'll get screwed.
Yeah, you don't trust the Premier League at all, do you?
No, not one. I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
So you think there's going to be a deal?
Yeah.
And what would the outcome of that deal? Would we still be in the Premier League? Would we get a points deduction, do you think?
I think we'll still be in the Premier League.
So Premier League, we'll still be in the Premier League.
Mate, they're playing the fire with City, mate. They will take them to court and sue their ass big time.
And why would City then? Because the chat are asking, why would City accept a deal then? Is it just to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Just to get rid of it.
Yeah, Martin's texting me, by the way. I'm not going to tell you what he's saying.
What more transfer news?
He's supposed to be on a romantic weekend with his missus.
He's going to get in trouble, isn't he?
Yeah, massively. She's probably telling him off right now.
I think City will win the main points, the points they want to win. I don't think they'll get a slap on the wrist and a big fine. I expect for cooperation, all that shite. Don't give a flying what they get fined, to be quite honest. I think they will win the main points, and it's purely based on the people that know far more than I do, Stefan and the likes, not just him but others as well, who have all said the same thing. The Premier League, even if this is true, are going to have a damn hard time proving it. Fundamentally, bottom line, proof that all of these people are involved in some web of conspiracy. If it purely based on what those people say, that's all I can really go by. I can't see them proving it. So if it's of course true, so yeah, I think City win the main points. They'll get a fine for cooperation, and we move on. But I will say this. We have seen it this week with the, I was going to say ATP, that all these rags keep saying, bloody tennis tournament or whatever it is, APT stuff. You've seen the fallout here. And no, everyone's painting their own picture. All the rivals are saying, well, Premier League 1, City, and this is what's going to happen with the 115. Even if it comes out City have won, the rivals will be there going, they're not, they're guilty because this point says this. Well, it's going to go on.
We'll always be guilty, mate, no matter what.
Yeah, correct.
They'll still call us cheats.
Yeah, facts, mate. That's very true.
If I can walk into my mate's Tottenham fan, his office on that day when we're saying not guilty and do that to him, I don't care.
That's it. That's what we need to do, man. Listen. We're gonna wrap it up, man. I'm on another show, so I've got to go, man. But listen, big up to both of you boys for jumping on. Big up to Tone as always, and Al for jumping on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Guys, make sure you are smashing up these likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Subscribe to Mancunian Way and follow Tone on Twitter at MCFC Tone for all your ITK information. Musiala is going to be dropping a Musiala Bombazzo very soon. No. Right, okay, cool. Right, I'm going on Hossam's channel now on his show. I'm on them with Northside discussing the title race. I'm going to redirect you over there. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. If you have, give us your comments down below. Smash a like. Right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you later.